Hi folks, Dave Schmidt here. It's the morning of Monday, March 10th, and I just want to give you a quick update video because so much has transpired over the weekend. Last Thursday, I sent out an email newsletter to my list saying and mentioning, if there was ever a time that you needed to be praying, to be focused, to be believing for everything that we've been wanting to transpire with this global currency reset and the Iraqi revaluation, this is the time. In that newsletter, I couldn't really give the details because it hadn't been released yet. But later on that day, on Thursday, the information was released. And folks, this is interesting. I've been involved with this for over 2 years. I've been active with this since May of last year. I have never seen what I consider good, hard intelligence data that is so good as I have seen in the last week. Now, what I want to do is read you a little bit of the up post that came from Zap and Susan through the Poofness newsletter. It's been posted on Dinar Recaps, it's on Golden Age of Gaia, it's on Stage 3 Alpha and other blog sites. But this is so important because it lines up with what is developing and taking place. So please excuse me as I look over at my other computer screen and I'm going to actually read to you some things that I consider to be extremely important. It's from Zap and he says, "Hi all. Many events have transpired and are continuing to happen as we speak this weekend. There are major meetings ongoing with the family, governments, regulatory agencies, institutions, banks, and the occasional waffleheads from the cabal, and they are not handing out fluffy toys. These meetings mean everything to the world and to our humanity. They are the final steps in the establishment and deployment of a defined plan for our humanity that was developed so long ago. Although I know many details of this deployment and the secret stuff surrounding the meetings, there is not that much I can say as the sensitivity here is so great that any chink in the armor may be taken advantage of and the process delayed. So I will speak only in general terms and hope you understand the need for this secrecy. Another site has good information, and that's the site of s3alpha.net, folks. It's the S3 Alpha blog site. They actually posted this information. Per conversation with bond brokers and global depository institutions, institutional investors, global clearinghouses, Tier 1 trading desks, agencies, and CME contracts, the wire transfers for the bonds have started, and the rates on the Iraqi bonds as of today is $3.71. Now, folks, that was what I talked about last week that I couldn't let you know. It came out live on Thursday, and that was the conference call that I was involved in with the folks around the s3alpha.net website and predominantly Exogen. They have a number of direct contacts of people who have first-hand information of what's going on. And this is what I have been talking about for months. And now Zap is confirming that as well. Here's what it is. There have been about $1,500 trillion in gold-backed bonds, backed by the Dragon family in China, that has now been released. These bonds are being cashed. The money is being put into the banks. And here's what they've said. The RV has happened. Now, does that mean that we're at the banks yet? No. It means the revalue has taken place behind the scenes. It's not yet out into the public. Here's what also I have received firsthand from people that I really trust, and it's come from 3 different sources. Everyone has said they have personal friends, firsthand knowledge of people who have already cashed out. Now, why does that not apply to us? Because they're private contract transactions or they are the large humanitarian fund projects. But folks, unless I'm really missing something, this is it. It's for real. It's happening, and it's a very short period of time that's going to go public with us. They said there's a 3-step process in this. First was the bonds. Because see, the bonds is what is paying. It's the money that's paying for our reval. When we go into the banks and we want to cash in our dinar or our dong, somebody's got to foot the bill. And it's the Dragon family that's doing that. They have released the bonds. It's being backed by gold. That's the first step. The second step is the actual reval taking place. And part of it is the private contracts, and then it goes public. And then the third step will be the global currency reset. Now, can they all happen? Let me back up. The first one, the bonds, it's done. But it's unwinding. It takes a few days for it to unwind. The second steps, the reval and the global currency reset, will they happen simultaneously, or will there be a period of time in between? We don't really know. Personally, myself, this is just my speculation. I think there will be a short period of time in between. But as of this morning, we received new information because people were saying, well, why aren't we at the banks today or tomorrow? Here's the new information that appears to be developing. And folks, this is just speculation. It's not hard data, but it sure makes sense to me. Here's what's happening is these literally, it's $1.5 quadrillion of gold-backed bonds are being placed into what is called U.S. Treasury notes. So it's a new form of a currency. Remember, it's the difference between the Federal Reserve notes, which is fiat currency, and the Treasury notes, which is gold-backed currency. I have been saying all along, what has to happen is the Federal Reserve needs to go away because they are the fiat currency. They want the global currency collapse. And it appears now what's going to happen is everything is set in place for these bonds to become treasury notes. And what that is going to do, that means one of two things is taking place. It means the Federal Reserve has capitulated, has given in, has given up, and they're saying, game over, checkmate, we understand, we can't compete with these $1.5 quadrillion of gold-backed currency. Or this money is being placed into the U.S. Treasury, and the good guys and the white hats are saying, we're coming out with this, and we're going to collapse your Federal Reserve notes. Why? Because the United States government is bankrupt. The G7 countries are bankrupt. The Federal Reserve is bankrupt. And their fiat currency is going to become worthless. Now, does that mean the money we're holding in our wallets today is going to become worthless overnight? No, I don't think so. I think they will probably give us a time to transition. It's all speculation right now. I don't have all those details. I don't know anybody who has all those details. But here's what I do know. What they're saying is this Saturday is very likely to be the day that the transition takes place. And that means the U.S. Treasury notes with the gold back becomes the new money that we will use, and the Federal Reserve notes are going to phase out and go away. It's that close, folks. And why is that necessary? Because when we want to exchange our dinar, we want it to be gold-backed U.S. Treasury notes money that we're receiving. Otherwise, we're just receiving fiat-based Federal Reserve notes money that collapses overnight or has the potential to collapse overnight. That's why this is so important to understand. But folks, here's what it is. Based on the information that I have been receiving, and in over the 2 years I've been involved in this is some of the best, the most reliable, face-to-face, I should say voice-to-voice intel I have received in the 2 years. I am talking with people in conference calls on the phone with people who have first-hand contacts that this stuff has happened. It's just a few more days or a week or two for this to unfold. I have never felt better about this. To say, be positive, be praying, be believing, be focused, and let your intention be directed, because we're about ready. As I have used that analogy, from the biblical analogy when Moses set the Israelites free, we're about ready to cross the Red Sea, folks. We are about ready to move from forms of financial slavery and cross the Red Sea and find our wealth and our financial freedom. Be believing with me, folks. Now, also, I just want to share with you again, there's lots of seats available still at my workshop in Dallas coming up in, just under 2 weeks. And if you're not registered for that, I would encourage you to come because, folks, that's when you need, if this is going to happen, if what I'm saying is true, you're going to need and want this information so you can literally save yourself tens of thousands of dollars. You can go to my website, thesedonaconnection.com. That's where you can get more information. That's where you can sign up. If you're not on my newsletter list, if you're only receiving this video, you can go to my website, thesedonaconnection.com. And in the right-hand column, you can click on there to be added to my newsletter list. And also feel free at any time to join my Facebook page. You can join the personal page, Dave Schmidt, or you can join, the Sedona Connection Facebook page as well. Wow, exciting things. I'm heading out in a couple hours, going to be on a plane, flying to Texas today. I'm going to be there for the next couple of weeks getting ready for the workshop. But most of the stuff that I do by computer and internet, so I can do that almost anywhere. Love you all. It's getting exciting, folks. This is what we've been waiting for. It's looking like it's going to happen. Be praying, be loving one another. Thanks a lot. Okay, bye-bye.